If you do not have the fundamentals of faith even in a business or a product, you will never get to the point of actually investing in a business. And that is why it is actually kind of redundant to say faith-based investment, because every kind of investment requires faith. I will say that again. It is very redundant to say faith-based investment or faith-based investor, because every investor would only invest based on faith. Hello everyone, my name is Ebenezer Gabriels and you're welcome to the Ancient Laws of Power book. Today we're talking about the law of faith and hope. The law of faith and hope. Essentially, when we talk about faith and hope, right? Faith essentially is the foundation on which hope is built upon. All right, so faith is the foundation. So in a business situation, for example, an individual who intends to buy a product, has, in one way or the other, has, done some sort of analysis, or perhaps they've seen a marketing, right, that talks about the product, right, and essentially the analysis might be based on their own, personal analysis, or based on the information presented to them, even through that marketing video or audio or text or whatever. So usually before someone makes the decision even to purchase a product, there is always some form of analysis, either by yourself or someone that you actually trust even to do that analysis for you. Like I mentioned, through marketing videos and all sort of means, right? But fundamentally, there's a kind of analysis that has gone even into that decision making. So for a customer to be able to make that purchase decision or to engage even in their service, a form of faith is required, and that faith is based on the analysis. Like I said, through means that you trust, by yourself or whatever. But faith is as a result of that fundamental analysis. And in turn, when faith is built, then and only then will an individual, be able to step from the level of faith to the level of hope. What is the level of hope? The level of hope is that, I have faith enough in this, and I'm hoping that this product would deliver, what it has said, that it's going to deliver. So analysis, faith, hope. So it's important to understand the connection between these three concepts: analysis, faith, hope. When the result of an analysis comes in short, that is where people lose faith in a product or a service. When the result of an analysis comes short, customers are unable to progress to the realm of faith or to the level of faith, and therefore a purchase decision will not be made for that product. And the same thing goes to investment. When we talk about investment, an investor who is planning to invest in a product or in a business, right, regardless of the reason why they are trying to invest, regardless of where the product is coming from, regardless of whatever background information, there still has to be some sort of analysis. Granted, there are investment that is based on relationship, yes, but even that relationship, right, has some form of analysis, because before an investor gets to that point of making that decision, right, the investor would have to have done even their analysis. And this analysis, like I mentioned earlier, is what leads even to faith in that business. So an investor will never cross the barrier of putting their money down without being able to cross that barrier of faith. They will never be able to do that, right? It's either after the analysis, they like what they see. So analysis precedes faith, right? Based on the analysis, they can either pass or invest. say, oh, I want to invest in this, or I'm going to give this a pass. Or maybe I'm still looking for something else, even in this, in this company before I can invest. But when investors get to the point of saying, oh yes, I want to invest now, take my money, they will have done their analysis, and that analysis must have produced what? Faith. And that faith is what gives them hope, right, of a return. Okay? Let's, take that once again, step by step, right? The analysis, right, leads to faith. And that faith produces hope for a return on their investment. And that is, the junction where, an investor will be able to say, take my money. Here's my money. Take it. How much do you want? Take my money. And that is why it is actually kind of redundant to say, faith-based investment, because every kind of investment requires faith. I will say that again. It is very redundant to say faith-based investment or faith-based investor, because every investor would only invest based on faith, regardless of how you come to the conclusion of that faith. But faith is required. If you do not have the fundamentals of faith, even in a business or a product, you will never get to the point of actually investing in a business. So I hope even these three concepts, right, from the law of faith and hope, has been very clear. I love obviously to hear your feedback, but it's important even to just go through this a concept again. Analysis, right, leads to what? Faith. Faith produces what they call hope, and with hope, the promise of tomorrow, the promise of a better return on our investment is guaranteed. Hope to see you in the next one. Thank you.